Hi everyone, my name is Laura and welcome to Book Bubbler. Today I have a TBR for an upcoming readathon, which is really exciting. I don't know what anniversary it is, I haven't done the math, numbers are not my strong suit, but this coming Saturday, April 25th, is the Dewey's 24-hour readathon. This was started way back in October of 2007 by a woman named Dewey. She had the idea to do this readathon after seeing her husband and son participate in a 24-hour comics. I think it was a readathon. You can also write and work on comics too, I believe. And she had seen another person do a book blog over a weekend and she thought, I like the 24-hour idea. So she started this. I think her first year she had maybe 30 people start, and it's twice a year, every April and October. The next spring, her next one, she had 70, and then there was 120, and it has just gotten larger and larger every year. Dewey's Readathon is the whole reason that I started my now defunct book blog, because I really wanted to participate, and Instagram wasn't really around yet. It wasn't really a thing, and I already hated Facebook, so I didn't have Twitter. So this was my way to participate, and it was so wonderful. This has been the highlight of my year every April and every October since I joined. I believe I joined in fall of 2008. So it has been well over a decade of reading with Dewey and friends. Very sadly, Dewey passed away in 2009, I believe, so she didn't get to see exactly how large her idea has grown, which is really sad and unfortunate. There are a French edition, and I think there's also a German edition. I'm not sure if there are more now international or not. This is open to everyone around the world. The goal, which is harder and harder to hit as you age, ask me how I know, is to read for 24 hours. Again, I can't do that anymore. I am too tired now. Too tired and too old to attempt 24. However, I do try and read as long as I possibly can every year. I only stayed awake for maybe 2 or 3 those first couple of years. I think the most I have read is 20 hours. And that was one of the years I stayed up for 24 hours. Usually it's like 8 to 12, I think I average reading, but it's nice to have a whole day set aside to read. So I will link the website below. You can sign up yourself to be a reader. They, on the website, and I believe wherever else, they have hosts on each different platform now, but they have mini challenges every hour. You can participate or you cannot. Mini challenges generally are hosted by individual people or blogs or channels or something, and different challenges pop up. There are some staples for the hourly challenges. One is spine poetry, which I always enjoy doing. Another is it's something easy, like post a picture of your reading spot. Oh my gosh, there are so many. There are new ones every single time. A few, regulars, but there are lots of new ones. There are always new people joining. Currently, the website and the readathon is hosted primarily by Andy and Heather. They do a wonderful job taking over. I think they took over in 2013, if I remember correctly. But it's just a really fun way to read with everyone else around the world for 24 hours. So again, that's this coming Saturday. The time is 8 a.m. Eastern. For me, that's 7 a.m. I'm Central Standard Time in the US. So go check it out, go sign up, and I hope you guys can participate. So I thought I would share some of my TBR. Now, generally speaking, for me, I am just trying to get through books. I'd like to have a lot of options. So I usually have an audiobook ready to go. I don't have anything picked out right now. The only one I'm listening to is for the BookTube Prize, and it's fairly depressing. I'm hoping to have it finished by Saturday. So I'm not sure what I'll pick for an audiobook, but I'd like to have some kids' books or picture books, graphic novels, comics, something to help your eyes, give it a break, do different formats, large print, regular, some mass market for earlier in the day when, the sun's out and you're more awake. E-readers are great, anything goes. Any way you want to read, you can get a book in is fine. And they say if you read for 5 minutes, you have participated and it has been a successful readathon. So I usually have a goal of reading between 3 and 8 books. This year I'm going to push it to 5. That seems doable for me. And I do count a book as read if I had started it previously. I try not to do that too much, you know, just a couple of novels that I have on the go maybe, but I thought I would show you 4 that I have ready to go. I have 5 more in a little stack. I am very much a mood reader. That's one thing I have figured out about myself, thanks to this channel especially. I really am a mood reader. So I really want to get these 4 read. They have been calling to me recently, so I'm hoping that these show up. We will see. Anyways, the first is a novella. It's The Story of a Lie by Robert Louis Stevenson. This is about 100 pages, and it's about lovers who get disillusioned about the idea of marriage after a misunderstanding. Now, knowing a little bit of the author, not a ton, but I am assuming this will be fairly patriarchal, let's say, and I don't think it's going to be happy by any means. I mean, it's called The Story of a Lie. That can't be a good sign, but this has been talking to me from the shelves here, so this is my first one up. And then I like to always have one novel, non-mystery, just regular fiction of any kind, you know, ready to go. And I wanted to try something cheerier since the world is a dumpster fire and it keeps getting more trash and gasoline thrown on it. So I'm hoping this one will be happy. And I picked The Garden of Small Beginnings by Abbi Waxman. This is about a woman who, after, I think, she's been a single mother for 3 years. Her husband died in a car accident, and she gets a job illustrating textbooks. So then she starts to, let's see, I mean, I should just read this honestly because I'm not good at summing things up. I have not read. She gets chosen as an illustrator for a series of boutique vegetable guides. So she has to get her hands dirty, and she brings her daughters and sister to join her in this botanical garden. So she figures stuff out about life, quickie group of gardeners, help of a patient instructor. Into every life, a little sun must shine whether you want it to or not. So I am really hoping that this will be feel good without being too schmaltzy and have a happy ending and make me forget about the state of things for a couple of hours at least. So yeah, there's that one. And then I have to have one of these, for at least one of the readathons every year, depending on when publishing dates happen. But this is the 11th in the Bride's Story graphic novel manga series by Kaoru Mori. This is set in the 19th century Silk Road. It's fairly historical. I mean, I'm sure the individual characters, they're all made up, but I know that the author really researches the time and really makes effort to get a lot of things right. So in this volume, we follow these 2 main characters. This is Ankara and Smith. Smith has been traveling around with some of the nomadic groups for most of this series. He has a camera and he's taking photographs, trying to document his travels. He's a young man. I think he's in his early 20s. And his uncle, he's of course has money, because what other white dude could come and follow around people, you know, follow people around with a camera in the late 1800s, you know, like. Anyways, so at the end of the previous book, Smith went back to, oh my gosh, the main city that's close by. I don't remember the city, some large city, to meet with his uncle's solicitors, and the uncles tell him he has to stop what he's doing, and Smith says, fine, I'll stop, and then he buys a new camera because his old one broke, and he just heads back on the road again. He and Ankara had met previously a few times, and there were sparks between them, but because he is a white man and he's not one of their people, you know, she can't be with him, and so I'm assuming there will be some stolen glances, maybe a quick conversation, not too sure, but it's going to be beautiful illustrations no matter what. I mean, it's so much detail. I just really enjoy her art. I mean, look at all this. Sorry for the blinds, but I mean, it's amazing what she does. So this is always a treat for me to read one of these, and I'm excited about this. And the last one I want to show you now is a travelogue, graphic travelogue, I suppose you could say, Burma Chronicles by Guy Delisle. This is set in Burma / Myanmar, depending on where you are in the world. It has different names. It's about him living in Burma for a year with his wife and young son. Do they have 2 kids? I don't think so. Nope. So Burma, at least at the time that he was writing this, I'm not sure what it's like now. I'm just going to keep calling it Burma because that's what the U.S. calls Myanmar, is Burma. Seems a little bit North Korean in a way, in the fact that news is very heavily edited, if you get anything at all. Gossip is the most reliable form of what's actually happening versus things that are officially published, you know, statements and new papers, and everything is very heavily monitored and changed. So his stuff is always fascinating. This is the 4th or 5th book of his I have read. He's written other chronicles about Jerusalem and Pyongyang in North Korea and Shenzhen in China. I think there was another one maybe that was a travelogue, and then he has a couple of sort of comic books about parenting, which are also nice. So I've had this on my shelf for a long, long time, and it's finally time for me to read this book about Burma. So that's that for me. These 4, that's the wrong way, whatever. So I hope you guys can join in. You don't have to do many challenges if you don't want to do them. It doesn't matter. You pick what platforms you want to use. They have a list of about 10 different places on social media. You can follow them and join along. And I really hope that you guys join. If you have participated before, please let me know. I have met some very nice friends through doing Dewey's, and then finding each other on each other's book blogs, and then through Goodreads, and then through Litsy, and then through Instagram. It's been kind of fun to see the same people over and over again. We just keep running into each other, even with different usernames. It's sort of nice. So if you have participated before, if you are participating now, please comment below and let me know where you're going to be. I'll try and follow you. If you would please follow me back. And let's try and read a whole bunch of books and ignore everything outside of our 4 walls, because generally speaking, it ain't good. So again, I hope you are doing well. I hope you're staying healthy and staying safe. And I will talk to you all very, very soon. Please participate, okay? I'll see you guys soon. Bye.